and welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm participating in a YouTube hop with Paw Your Way Into Our Hearts, where we scrapbook our pets. So today I'm going to do an easy scrapbook layout where you're just using a basic paper kit. So not buying extra embellishments. These general ones comes with papers. They usually have journaling in them, depending what company you get. And also they'll have stickers. The only thing extra I'm going to use is some washi tape. But if you didn't have washi tape, you can cut a strip, or the sticker sheet also has a strip to use. So I went ahead and chose my paper. And I really don't know why I chose this collection, because I generally don't use the dog collections because my dogs have all been black, and for some reason they all have brown in them, and I don't think brown goes really good with gray and black dogs. I probably chose it because of the blue, and none of these dogs are terriers, so obviously the dogs didn't attract me because I've always had a terrier. Actually, I've always had a schnauzer. So I had these really old photos of my sister's first dog. I'm making the photo album for her, and plus I took care of all the dogs anyway, so they're kind of my dogs too. So I am going to use this because this is old pictures from back in the 80s, and when we had the, I think it's the carpet that was in the house when we first moved in. So it's that ugly, I don't know what you call it, indoor-outdoor carpet. I don't know if they make that anymore. So I'm going to use these two. I think they coordinate well. I really like the paw prints. And then this one I'm going to use for that. So we'll go ahead and get our paper cut. Now, a lot of sketches show where you barely use the scraps, which I like the scrap ones, but since I'm just starting this one, I don't want to cut them small. So first of all, I'm going to cut out the branding strip, and I probably will, and I don't know why. I think my paper trimmer doesn't cut quite straight, so I always have to turn it over and get the top of it. I also have to think a lot because I have two different sizes of scrapbooks, the old Creative Memories and the new Creative Memories, and the newer ones are true 12-inch, whereas the old ones are 11.5 by 12. So I'm always having, is this the new scrapbook? Which this is the new scrapbook, so I do need 12 by 12. So I'm going to cut off the branding strip. And I kind of already decided how I'm going to make this, but we'll see what size I actually need. Now this one I may not have got it all the way, and that's okay because it's white, you can't tell. Okay, so I'm going to see how big I want this. I'm going to do like half one, or not exactly half, but part one and part the other. But I want to see how far I want this over. So let's get it lined up to 12. Just so I have some idea. Okay, so I wanted to go further over so we see more of this. But I need some, so I'm thinking right about there. So I'm going to do, okay, so not 6, I'm going to do it 7 and 5. And if this isn't quite perfect, that's the good thing about using a border, is it will cover that up if it's not quite perfect. See what's up? Okay, that side doesn't matter. It's directional, so we want to cut it. I think I might more do it horizontal. So probably do it this way, so I can use the other paper if I want. Most likely I'll use the dotted part anyway. Okay, let's make sure my math is right. My cutting skills. Okay, that does equal 12. There's a little gap in there, but that's okay because I'm going to put a border there. And while we have this, I usually just use scissors. I'm not going to use that border strip because it'll be the same color. I'm going to use the paw prints. So I didn't even think about the branding strips until more recently. Someone was using the branding strips and I thought, oh, yeah, I guess you can. Okay, and this side just has writing, so we're not going to use that one. And this is an old Echo Park collection called A Dog's Tale. Probably isn't out there anymore. Okay, the rest of the video I'll speed up. And I forgot to cut this one out. I will go do that. So one thing I like to do is to ink the edges, and I'm going to ink all the ones except the ones that's going to be in the middle because that's where I'm going to put the washi tape. And I'm just using Distress ink, and it's Speckled Egg. I thought that matched the blue paw prints really well. So the idea of this layout is to keep it simple because, you don't always want a page that takes forever to make. And also, if you're on a budget, you're letting the paper kit do all the work. And so you don't have to go out and buy all kinds of embellishments and die cuts or a die cutting machine and all that. You can just use the paper kit and the stickers, and that's usually an easy budget to do. I know Echo Park, when I went to the conventions, had where if you buy X amount of kits, it brought it down to like $4 or $5 a pack, so that made it very inexpensive. If you don't have conventions near you, I know a lot of the paper companies will have warehouse sales because they always have a dog set or a cat set or a pet set or whatever theme you're doing. There's always the ones that they do every year. It may not be the same exactly as the one from 2 years ago, so if you buy their old kits, it's a lot cheaper. In any case, this is one way to make your photo page kind of pop, is just adding some Distress ink or whatever kind of ink. You can do it with other inks too. It doesn't have to be Distress, and that makes your layout look more polished. Then I'm just using a black Micron pen to do my journaling. I like it when paper kits have journaling tags or journaling cards with them because a lot of times I do like to add journaling, but it's always a pain when you're in the middle of doing your scrapbook layout and you can't find a card to write on that goes along with your scrapbook page. And then you have to go make one. So I really like these. It makes it very handy. And like I said, doing a very simple layout, it makes it very quick. So I'm just putting details about Scamp. And of course, I do remember some of these. These were from different years, but it all shows her at her food bowl. She was quite a chow hound, and she also loved to chew. She'd often grab a shoe. In this case, she had a slipper, and she had destroyed several shoes, especially some of my mom's high heel shoes. And we also have marks from her chewing on the furniture, from a rocking chair we still have, and the coffee table that's in the picture, she chewed on that. Then I just used my Scotch ATG gun to adhere my papers to my actual scrapbook page. So since this is Creative Memories, there's actual pages that you build on, which is what I normally do. But if I'm doing any mixed media, then I'll do that on a 12 by 12 paper, and then I'll adhere that into my scrapbook. The only thing I don't like about the ATG gun, but it's pretty much with most things that's going to hold your paper, is once you put it down, it is very hard to get it up without ripping it. So you'll see on the second piece, I got a little crooked, but I realized it right away. And after a little struggling, I was able to put it back on straight. Next, I put down my washi tape on the seam between the two papers. I like to do this when you have two different papers. I matted all my photos off screen. I ended up matting them all with a different color. I thought that went well with the different colored paw prints. And I really like this size. They're, I think, a 3.5 by just a teeny bit over 5. And this is the way they used to come. I don't know if they had 4 by 6 back then, but apparently I always had 3.5 by 5 printed. And I wish that was an option because, as you can see, you can get 3 down this way really easily. And you could even put some vertical ones on the other side. So with this size, you can get quite a bit on a 12 by 12 layout without even having to trim them up. And I didn't trim them up because I kind of liked some of this old stuff from our house. Like you see a TV setting on top of another TV. And that is how TVs used to come in those big wooden boxes. It was actually a piece of furniture, which it looks like we were using it as a furniture for our new TV. After this, I just pretty much used my sticker sheet to embellish the page, especially on the right-hand side. And then after I decide where I'm putting the stickers, I put my fishtail banner that I made out of that branding strip at the bottom and made a little cluster with that, as well as added a cluster under my journaling tag. After I got it finished, I did use my black Micron pen to add some faux stitching to the banner, and I think that's what really helps when you make a simple page like this, is to add just little details like that, and that'll make it pop more and also make it look more polished and finished. Of course, you can use things like enamel, dots, or any other embellishments to jazz up your clusters, but I wanted to show that you could do it without having to buy too many things. And also, it's good to get some pages that are flatter, so that way you can get more pages into your scrapbook. I will put a list of all the products that I used in the description below. Some of these will be affiliate links. They don't cost you anything extra to use, but I do get a small commission from any sales that those links generate, and that helps support my channel. Also, in the description below, I'll put a list of all the people that are participating in the hop this month. There's a lot of talented people that do hop along, so please hop along and check everyone's videos out to get some more inspiration for doing your scrapbook layouts. And if you're a pet lover like I am, I also enjoy hearing about other people's pets. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And if you're not already a subscriber, I'd really appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a wonderful day.